Disclaimer, this career mode series uses mods to make roster changes as well as custom paint schemes. The roster changes do not reflect real life scenarios in this career mode. Sincerely, GAUGHAN. A long history of success in motorsports, and finally it is being announced McLaren to the NASCAR Cup Series here in the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. I hope you're all excited to see the brand new news of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. McLaren is officially coming to the career mode. I've been kind of sneak peeking this for quite a while, and I'm very, very happy to bring this to you guys now and finally announce it. There you see the lineup for McLaren next season. It will be a two-car team now, as they will be running a Chevrolet body, because they did the same thing in IndyCar in real life. They went to a Chevrolet manufacturer in the IndyCar series, so they're doing that here in the Cup Series as well. ERIK Jones will drive the 02 car, leaving Hendrick Motorsports in the 88. ZANE Smith up to the Cup Series as a rookie, and here you see the paint schemes that they will be running. That's ERIK Jones's paint scheme right there, and that number 02 car, very nice looking car, as well as ZANE Smith will be running the number 7 car there, as you see. Now, as their main sponsor will be Aero, going over to the NASCAR side as well. Very excited to see how they do. The now 62 and 77 car will be replaced in the next season of the career mode. But a huge thanks, as usual, to Renato for making and putting together these incredible paint schemes every time. And there's still something else coming along the way that I can't wait to show you guys as well. But now you guys know there's an open spot already at Hendrick Motorsports next season. Now, as we get ready to start off this episode here with the Truck Series race at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600 weekend. We have a subscriber in the truck every single Truck Series race for our custom team. And this time out, we had an interesting name, Race Hickey, in the car now, as we would get ready to go green for the NC Education Lottery 200 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, as we had Race Hickey starting up inside the top 10, actually starting P7 here for this race as we would get underway in Charlotte Motor Speedway. So Race Hickey starting there, like I said, in P7 immediately, trying to make it 3 wide almost there with Natalie Decker as he went down into turn 1. But now he would actually get settled in behind her as he came through turn 1 and out of now turn 2 up the inside of that 23 of Brett Moffitt here, as you got the 52 of Stuart Friesen currently out front of this race. A Canadian in front of the the 3 truck, I should say, of Jordan Anderson as it came through turn 3 and 4 now, as there you see Hickey going to be side by side out of turn 4 with that 98 of Grant Enfinger as they come through down the front straightaway. And now Hickey's going to go up the inside of Natalie Decker there, making it 3 wide as they go down into turn 1 now, and he's going to be able to take over that position. And now he's up inside the top 5 who came through a little bit later. He would pass it now the 23 of Brett Moffitt as he came through out of turn 4. So showing a lot of speed here in the 77 truck, and we've had a very strong start to our very first season as a Truck Series owner now, as it came through a little bit later again, now actually approaching the final moments of this race as it came through turn 3, trying to pass Ross Chastain now as in that 40 car as it came through out of turn 4, right behind that 3 of Jordan Anderson, as Friesen would lead the way coming to the final lap here in Charlotte. And we came through out of turn 2 down the back straightaway for the final time, still side by side Hickey was with Ross Chastain as it goes down this back stretch into turn 3 for the final time here in the NC Education Lottery 200 now, as he moves up the track a little bit there, side by side still with Chastain as it comes through out of turn 4. Stuart Friesen will win in Charlotte, and Race Hickey will come through to cross the line for a 3rd place finish here in the NC Education Lottery 200 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So a very solid effort from Race there now, as you see the rest of the finishing order on your screen. Haley Deegan with another top 10. She continues to be consistently up inside that top 10 here in the Truck Series, so we may well see her in the Xfinity Series at some point next season in the career mode now, as you see Jason White at the very bottom, Matt Crafton with a rough race now as we come through into the Xfinity Series race where I simulated that one. But here is the finishing order. Ross Chastain picked up the victory. Todd Gilliland, a rookie there in P4. ZANE Smith, a rookie as well in the Xfinity Series in P13. But obviously we know he will be in the Cup Series next season in the career mode, running for or driving for McLaren. Very excited to see how that is going to work out now, as you see Chad Fincham down there in 32nd, and then Mike Harmon to round out the field. So now we get ready to go for the now Cup Series here for the Coca-Cola 600, a track that I always look forward to coming to. We only come to the Oval now at Charlotte one time per season, but like I said, looking forward to this one a lot. This is the track where we got our very first career win in the NASCAR Heat 4 career mode. Obviously, the Brickyard 400 was the home of our first Cup Series win here in the Heat 5 career mode, but we come through to start our qualifying lap. The goal was a 29.700, and immediately as we go down into turn 1, I make a bit of a mistake there, and I was all the way up the track, so we come through at a turn 2. Now going down the backstretch into turn 3, I would actually make another mistake here, hitting the apron through the center of the corner, bouncing up all the way towards the outside wall as we exit turn 4, so a very, very rough lap for myself, and it's going to show here with the qualifying position of a 30.262, and there it is, P28 here for the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So a very, very rough qualifying effort there, as you see Daniel Suarez down there in 32nd place, Quinn Half in the last position as we check over the rest of the qualifying order. Noah Gragson in 24th, Custer 25th, Bubba Wallace in 22nd. Then we got Erik Jones rounding out your top 10, who has also just been announced to be leaving Hendrick now, as Hamlin and Logano will be on P1, or Hamlin on pole, Logano in second now as we get ready to go for the Coca-Cola 600. So now there's one spot open at Hendrick Motorsports. The question is, who's going to go there? Kyle Larson, I'm hearing, is the favorite right now in the career mode as well, just like he was in real life, to potentially go to that open Hendrick Motorsports 88 Chevrolet, and it could be rebranded too. We'll see, but you'll have to wait and hear some news a little bit later in the regular season. Now as we're going to get ready to get going there, as you see Quinn Half, he's been struggling all weekend. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., though, on the other hand, is having a stellar weekend there, as you see the pole sitter, our teammate of Denny Hamlin, who is joined on the front row by Joey Logano now, as we're going to get ready to go green from a disappointing P28 here in the Coca-Cola 600. Ty Dillon on our inside, Corey LaJoie just in front of us now as the green flag is out and the Coca-Cola 600 is underway. Such a prestigious race, one of the crown jewels of the season. There's, you see, a bit of a lighting change on your screen just due to that glitch between the replay system as well as the actual race now as we dive down into turn 1. On this opening lap, William Byron with a pretty rough qualifying effort. He finds himself just on the inside of me, going for that 28th position here as we go down side by side on this back straightaway with that number 24 car, who's still Byron looking for his first career win here. Now, as when we started the Heat 5 career mode, Byron had not won that first race in Daytona in real life yet, so we still consider Byron a driver that has not been able to pick up a victory yet in the Cup Series now as we come through to complete this first in opening lap here in Charlotte. Immediately seeing that I'm kind of stuck on the outside lane here as we come through the center of the corner, and that was a bit of a concern because I was just not really able to go anywhere now as we get a little bit aggressive though. 3 wide with LaJoie as well as John Hunter Nemechek just for a moment now as we're going to clear both of them as we dive down into 3, and then we came through now out of turn 4 up the inside now of Ty Dillon, and as soon as I was able to get to that inside lane, well, I was really able to turn the pace up now as we dive down up the inside of William Byron. Ryan Blaney was actually holding up a lot of cars at this point in the run, so Blaney in a bit of trouble here as we go down the backstretch trying to clear that 24 of Byron as well as get up the inside of the 77 of Noah Gragson, a rookie who is also confirmed to be going to that one car next season in the career mode, replacing Kurt Busch. There's, you see, I get aggressive again, going 3 wide of the inside of Bubba Wallace as well as I got up the inside of the 14 of Chase Briscoe as we went down into turn 1. So we're moving our way through the field very quickly. Briscoe, a rookie this season in the career mode in that number 14 car replacing Clint Boyer, already has 2 wins, which were back-to-back at Talladega as well as Richmond here as we dive down into the corner of the inside now of the 43 of Kyle Larson, so we take over P15, and then as we exit turn 4 now going down into turn 1, we would get up the inside of Aric Almirola as we went down into the corner, so we continue to make up ground here and already closing in on a top 10 position now as it came through on lap 6, so we went from 28th to 12th in just about 5.5 laps or so we were just hauling through the field at this point. Now Almirola though showing some speed, he gets up the inside of me as we come through to cross the line now. Only 18 laps to go in stage 1. Keep in mind, this is a 4-stage race here in the Coca-Cola 600, and Chase Elliott was out to a very, very early lead here in the Coca-Cola 600 as we clear the 96 of Harrison Burton as we go down the backstretch, and then we would carry this momentum now to the inside of Ross Chastain here as we came through, now taking P11 away from him with 17 laps to go in this first stage. And then of course we would run down Tyler Reddick in the 8 car, and now we're going to be able to move ourselves into the top 10 here in Charlotte as Chase Elliott continues to drive away with the lead at this point in the first stage. Now as we would continue though to just run down some more drivers, we get to Aric Almirola, who passed us earlier, make it 3 wide with him and Keselowski, and we're going to pass both of them as we dive down into turn 1 and get up the inside as well of Joey Logano there. So we continue to just move our way forwards very well here in Charlotte, and now we take the position after clearing Logano on the exit of turn 2. So we continue this rally towards the front of the field, now up into the 7th position as we dive down into turn 3, and immediately ERIK actually is able to get up my inside, and he just completely blows right on by me out of the corner, but we actually are able to stick with him at his door as we go down this front stretch about the halfway point or so through this first and opening stage here in Charlotte. Now as we get in behind that 10 of Almirola, but the caution comes out actually for the first time here today with now just 9 laps of fuel in the car at this point, so everybody is going to come to the pit lane here for 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 tires. No idea what the caution was for, could not find it in the replay mode, but we're going to get ready to go green here now as I go down through the order, seeing maybe who crashed. It could have been Quinn Half, as he is currently in that last position. Not gonna lie to you guys, I was a little bit just surprised to work our way through the field that quick, but we have a fast car, so hopefully we can keep it up. There you hear the radio transmission from myself now as we are back underway here in the Coca-Cola 600. Chase Elliott continues to lead the way as he won the race off of the pit lane now as we have just 10 laps to go in this first stage. Logano and Keselowski just behind me. As you see, Keselowski's actually running the Brad car instead of the Miller Lite car. I think the recent patch I saw did something with the age verification, and that unfortunately put the Brad car back on the track for me, so we're gonna have to get rid of that and go back into the age verification thing and fix that up now as we come through out of turn 4. Logano nearly clear, but we fight back up that outside side by side with the Penske driver, the 2018 Cup Series champion, as we come through now up to P8 once again with 9 laps to go, right behind Kurt Busch there in that one car, and sure enough down the backstretch on lap 21 now it was. I would get up the inside of Kurt as Chase Elliott drove away with Kyle Busch, so they were running P1 as well as P2 as we come through out of turns 4, still side by side with Kurt Busch. We come to 2 laps to go. We were still side by side with Kurt, but as we went down into the corner, we would be able to clear Kurt for that 7th position here in Charlotte. So now trying to run down Denny Hamlin with the little bit of time that we have left in this first stage. So we come through now to the final lap of stage 1, and we had built up a run to the back of the 11 of Hamlin. He defends to the bottom. I say, you know what, I'll just go right to the top here as we go down this backstretch into turn 3 for the final time in stage 1. Bowman in that 48 just in front of us as you see Truex up ahead. As Elliott though will come through to win stage 1. Kyle Busch up in the 2nd place as we're still going to be side by side with Hamlin at the line, but he gets us just barely for that 6th spot, and we come home P7 in this first and opening stage in the Coca-Cola 600. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. a surprise up there in P8. They did say he was having a stellar weekend, so maybe keep an eye on Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as it was a very easy call once again. 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 tires, and we'll get ready to come into the pit lane there. As you see Gregson and Suarez as well as Larson all down there in the mid-20s, along with Cole Custer and Ryan Blaney, who's having a bit of a rough race, but it looks like Timmy Hill might have been the reason for that first caution as he is 6 laps down, as we would gain 1 spot on the pit lane, and unfortunately we're going to now be restarting on the outside here on P6. Chase Elliott lost the lead on the pit lane to Kyle Busch now as the green flag is out, and the second of 4 stages is underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Martin Truex Jr., ERIK Almirola on row 2. Almirola having a very solid run, but you know, notice that all of the Joe Gibbs Racing cars are up inside the top 10 right now. As Almirola, we're actually going to force him 3 wide. He actually went all the way up to that 3rd lane, and I tried to back out of the throttle to let him back in, but he did not take it, so I decided, you know what, we're going to force a 3 wide up the inside as we dive down into turn 3, but now Almirola sideways in front of us through the center of the corner. He makes a huge save there as we exit turn 4 now, as we're going to be able to get in ahead of him, but losing a lot of time as we have dropped now outside of the top 10. Is now the 17 of Buescher is able to get up my inside as we go into turn 1, and now I'm going to be stuck on the outside lane, and once I got stuck on the outside lane, I couldn't do anything. I dropped all the way down to P16 to when I was able to finally get to the bottom here as Suarez just in front of us. Now we look to the inside of him in that number 99 Trackhouse car as we come through to start lap 5 of 22 here on stage 2 of the inside of Erik Jones now, as you got to feel bad for Erik Jones in this career mode. Just cannot keep a ride at all. He got sacked from the 20, went to the 73 car, went to the 88 car this season, and now is going to another new team at McLaren next season, which though will have a lot of potential, I think, in the career mode there, as we would start to rally our way back forward now in the 2nd stage, coming through to lap 8 of 22 here on the 2nd stage. Is behind us, so our affiliate teammate of the 95 of Christopher Bell has gone spinning through turn 3 and 4, and he collected another driver there as a caution is going to come out here, and unfortunately for Bell, that is going to be a DNF. Nobody came to the pit lane, so we get right back into the restart now, but very, very unfortunate for Christopher Bell as he will be out of the Coca-Cola 600 here in Charlotte Motor Speedway. So we get back underway though now as we are running P13 right behind the 10 of Eric Almirola. There you got Erik Jones, Tyler Reddick having another solid run. Reddick had a chance to win a little bit earlier this season at Richmond. He dominated the second and third stage and completely threw away the win on the final restart. Now he's trying to find a way back to victory lane, especially if he wants to get inside the playoffs now. As we go into turn 3, William Byron right behind us. He's kind of worked his way through the field along with us now. As if you guys remember, he started like a row behind us on the initial start of this race. He was like P29 or something like that now as we come through to cross the line. So Chase Elliott still out in front though with 10 laps to go in this second stage here as we try to get up back into the top 10 right behind that number 10 car of Eric Almirola. And sure enough, we would get past Bubba Wallace and then pass now or get to the inside to try and pass the 10 of Eric Almirola again now and try to take over P9. And sure enough, down the front stretch we would pass him, get to the inside of Ryan Newman with 9 laps to go here in stage 2, and we're going to be able to pass Newman as well and take over P8 now as we try to put the fight back once again to Denny Hamlin, who we had to run down at the end of that first and opening stage here. And sure enough, on lap 15 of the second stage, we get right to that quarter panel of Hamlin side by side as we exit turns 4, close quarters there, but couldn't quite get as far up alongside of him that I was hoping now as we come through crossing the line with just 3 laps to go. We were still battling side by side with Denny Hamlin now as we go down into turn 1. Eric Almirola just right behind us as Elliott and Harvick. We're currently battling it out for the lead here in the second stage as we're still side by side with Denny Hamlin. We come through to 2 laps to go, and once again side by side with Denny Hamlin as we dive down into turn 1. A little bit of contact there, but we both keep it going now as Harvick is actually clear of Elliott, and we come through to turn 4, coming through to the final lap of the stage. Hamlin finally is able to hold me off, unfortunately, and that opens the door for Eric Almirola to get to my inside as we start the final lap here in the second stage. Now, as you see, the fuel light has come on. That is a bit of a concern, but we have enough fuel to make it to the end of this stage. Now, as we only have to make it half a lap, but now we lose a spot to the 88, the 47, right to my left rear quarter panel as well, as we dive down into turn 3 on this final lap of the second stage. Now, as we come through the center of 3 and 4, going a little bit wide, we hit the outside wall, but we got cars pitting. The 10 car, the 9, the 19, and the 18 all come into the pit lane now, and we're going to come through to cross the line. Instead of probably 11th, we actually get 7th here in the second stage due to Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., as well as I believe that was the 10 of Almirola. Yes, it was a 10 of Almirola that did come into the pit lane as well. I'm a little bit confused why they came into the pit lane, guys. There's absolutely no reason, but I guess I'll take it because we got 4 points out of it. There you heard my reaction on the radio saying, you know what, I don't know why they pitted, but I will definitely take it now as we're going to get ready, though, to come into the pit lane because the drivers that just came into the pit lane are just going to have to pit right now and give up all the track position that they gave up originally there. So it was really weird, but we're going to be P6 now as we gain 1 spot on the pit lane. We're going to be restarting on row number 3 for stage 3 of 4 now as the green flag is back out and the Coca-Cola 600 is once again underway. But now we got Kevin Harvick as well as Matt DiBenedetto on that front row. DiBenedetto looking for his very first career win in the Cup Series here as we dive down into turn 1. So there you see the 88 of Erik Jones has worked his way forwards very well up the inside now of the 11 of Hamlin. Standouts up here in the top 5 as well now as behind we of course got the 18, the 19, the 9 as well as the 10 who are all faster than us in that second stage. So look for them to claw their way through the field fairly quickly here as we come through side by side with the 8 car of Tyler Reddick now for Richard Childress Racing. 21 laps to go here in stage 3. All 4 stages are relatively evenly split here in the Coca-Cola 600, so we know that we'll be running about 21 or so laps for that 4th and final stage now as we would get once again though stuck on the outside as you saw Kurt Busch got to my inside, then Newman was able to pass me, then the 23 of Bubba Wallace is going to come through as well on the bottom, and once I seemed to get stuck on the top I just was in so much trouble, I would lose so much ground, and we come through now to lap 5 of the 3rd stage. I was getting aggressive pushing Bubba Wallace as you saw, and then we come through now down the back straightaway on lap 6, and fortunately Bubba is actually able to pass the 6 of Newman, and Newman was really struggling right at this point of the stage. So I'm actually going to be able to power around the 6 of Newman and clear him down the front straightaway to take over P10, and immediately I slice to the inside of the 23 of Bubba Wallace, nearly getting into the grass there, but we make it work. Now we're going to be side by side with that 23 car for now 23-11 Racing as we go down this backstretch for holding on to P9, trying to attack Reddick once again to move up into that 8th spot as he's going to take that 2nd lane into turn 3. I clipped the apron though, up the track we go, and all the track position we just gained right there is completely wiped wiped from my own stupid mistake, and we're getting ping-pong there between the 2 of Keselowski, the 6 of Newman, and I back out of the 3 wide now as I would now fight back, though, down the back straightaway, getting up the inside again of Ryan Newman as we dive down into the corner. So we are back up into 11th, up that inside of Keselowski once again as Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott, they were trying to get up in the mix with us, but we would be able to pass Keselowski and get up the inside of ERIK, who had now gotten passed by Bubba Wallace, and now we try to move back up into P9 and then try to hopefully move up into P8, passing Bubba here very shortly. So we look to the inside through turn 3 as he goes all the way up towards the wall, but we come through now to the 10th lap of this 3rd stage. Out of turn 4, we actually got a spinner. It's Brendan Gaughan in the 62 car going through the infield. He comes back, hits, I believe, Joey Gase, who goes hard in the outside wall, but now he recollects the car and actually goes up and over there as Quinn Houff manages to hit him. And Brendan Gaughan, for the 2nd time this season, has gone up and over. As if you remember in Texas, he went catapulting over the catch fence. But I decide we're going to stay out here because there was a very mixed strategy. So I was confident we can make this work and maybe get a playoff point if we can pass Bubba Wallace very quick. Now as the green flag once again is out here in Charlotte, and now we got just 10 laps to go in the 2nd stage here in the Coca-Cola 600. So now doing my best to be able to clear that 23 of Bubba now, but there is one little bit of a concern. We got Keselowski up here, and then you see behind us we got Kyle Busch, who we know is very fast as well. So this staying out strategy might not quite work, but a bunch of drivers did it, I should say. So now as we go down into turn 3, Keselowski though is trying to get up my inside, and sure enough he is able to get up my inside because I make a mistake, and out of turn 4 we nearly get into the outside wall, and Keselowski will clear us for the 2nd position and try to put the attack on the 23 of Bubba Wallace here as we dive down into turn 1 with 9 laps to go in this 3rd stage. Tyler Reddick putting the pressure behind on Kyle Busch as he's up his inside. Then I clip the apron there on the exit of turn 4, and that leaves the door open for Kyle Busch as Bubba Wallace now loses the lead in Charlotte to Brad Keselowski, and Kyle's going to move through into P3 with 8 laps to go now. And sure enough, we would get to the inside of Bubba Wallace, who was struggling just like I was, of course, at this point now on lap 15 of 22 in stage 3 as we dive down into the corner, trying my best to clear Bubba, but it's not going to happen this time as we exit turn 4. He's still going to be side by side with us down this front straightaway as Kyle Busch, he would take the lead. I would get to the inside, surprisingly, of Keselowski. We clear the 23, and now I do my best to maybe clear the 2 cars. We go down towards turn 1 now with just 6 laps to go here in stage 2, and sure enough, as we dive down into the corner, we are able to clear the 2 of Keselowski and take over the runner-up position. But it was not over yet because the fresh tires were coming very quick as Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he had come into the pit lane under that last yellow, and it was showing because he would be able to fly right on by me, and it was just a matter of time at this point until he was going to be able to run down Kyle Busch and make a pass on him. With now, as we came through to 3 laps to go in this 3rd stage, and Stenhouse had taken the lead from Kyle Busch to Benedetto. He would get past me on the fresh tires. The 48 of Alex Bowman, he had taken fresh tires as well, and he's just going to go all the way around the outside. I decided to try and defend him on the bottom, but he was like, you know what, I don't care, I'll just go around the top and pass you. Now as we got Chase Elliott as well as Ryan Newman coming up behind us very quick, I decided to block Newman instead of Elliott. I decided, you know, Elliott can just go by on the bottom, and then we can maybe let Ryan Newman think about passing us, and sure enough he would now as we came to the 2 laps to go in this 3rd stage. And Keselowski now is able to get up my inside as we were approaching the final lap here in stage 3 as we're fortunately going to be able to clear Keselowski into the corner. And now look to the inside of Newman, but there you saw the field light has once again come on. So we come through turn 1 and 2 on this final lap of stage 3, thinking at this point they might do the same thing that they did at the end of stage 2, where we see a few drivers come to the pit lane on the exit of turn 4 here on the final lap as we dive down into turn 3 for the final time, trying to get up the inside of Ryan Newman, and we might be able to have a fight towards him, but nobody comes into the pit lane in front of us. But ERIK Almirola and Brad Keselowski behind us do come into the pit lane as Newman holds us off for the 6th spot once again. So we once again get P7 here in stage 3. It's kind of weird, guys. I honestly think we have a top 5 car, but it just doesn't seem to be working out, and I keep getting trapped on the outside on these restarts. There, you heard that from myself. Just saying, kind of like, I think we have a top 5 car, but it's not working out, and on the restarts we keep getting trapped on the top, and it keeps costing us a lot of track position. But we would come into the pit lane for 2 cans of fuel, of course, and take 4 fresh tires. And all the drivers that pitted under the last caution are going to pit again for the 4-tire call. Now, as you see, some drivers having some issues. And William Byron was actually in there. I think it said he was a lap or 2 down now, as we do gain 2 spots, fortunately, on the pit lane and get ready to go green for the 4th and final stage in the Coca-Cola 600. It's been a long night, and now just 23 laps remain here in Charlotte. As you see, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finds himself leading this thing as we go down into turn 1 after he won stage 3 due to a strategy call. And then we got Chase Elliott, who has had a very fast car all race. He got put back because of strategy, but now he is back up in second place as we're up the inside of our teammate of Kyle Busch as we dive down into the corner. So there you see Busch, though. He's going to be able to stay clear of myself, and Chase Elliott looks to the inside of the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Elliott will be back out in front as we come through to complete his first and opening lap of the fourth and final stage, not the third and final stage, as Newman is going to be side by side with Bubba Wallace right behind us, but now Kyle Busch as well is going to try to follow Chase Elliott to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and they're going to be side by side now for second place. But actually Stenhouse has the momentum on the exit of the corner to be able to stay ahead of Kyle Busch as we go into turn 3. So we come through to lap 81, and you can see the front 3 drivers that actually opened up the gap. Stenhouse was actually able to pass Chase Elliott back for the lead here in the Coca-Cola 600 as I left the door open for DiBenedetto. Then we get stuck once again on the outside now, as these guys were so much faster than me at this point here in this final run in Charlotte, and I was immediately concerned seeing that there was no door open behind me to get to that bottom lane. So we come through out of turn 2 on lap 82 now. Bubba gets clear for 7th place, but fortunately we had the momentum with the help from the draft as well that I'm able to get back into P8 and clear Ryan Newman as we go into turn 3. Then you see myself get aggressive here on lap 83. We were able to put the fight right back to that 23 of Bubba Wallace, who has really seemed to be upping the performance level in that car lately here in the career mode over the last couple races now. As we come through out of turn 4, I kind of chop his nose a little bit and clear him for P7 on the exit of the corner. Then ERIK Almirola would be able to get past the 23, and so did Harvick, and they both run me down very quickly as we come through to now just 16 laps to go, and Stenhouse was still fighting it out for the lead with Chase Elliott. There's the 10 and the 4. They just drive right on by me. I honestly had nothing for them, but surprisingly, I would be able to stick with them without a single issue, which was really weird. That caught me a little bit off guard, but we put the fight back to the inside of the 4 car of Kevin Harvick as we come through out of turn 4. Still going to be pretty even down this front straightaway, but we came through now on lap 88 out of turn 2. Harvick gets clear, but I fight back a little bit again, but no, he is able to stay clear as I had a little bit of a wiggle in the car there. And then the 88 of Erik Jones, he's actually able to run me back down, get to my inside on lap 89 as we go down toward turn 3, and we've had a top 10 finish in every single race this season, which is incredible, and we are still running P10, but we're at risk for sure right now. If we lose one more spot, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, but we come through now on approaching lap 91. There you see Kurt Busch. He's now fallen down the order a little bit, and I would get right into the mix here, go down the back straightaway, and actually get up alongside him, and sure enough, into turn 3, I would be able to clear Kurt Busch. But now we were realizing that if a caution does not come out, we're going to have to make a green flag pit stop. My goal was to make my pit stop about a lap or so before the competition and just hope that we don't get a caution. So sure enough, into turn 3 on lap 94, I decided, you know what, we're going to pit right here in the Coca-Cola 600. Less than 10 laps to go. We come through into the pit lane. We do not speed this time, fortunately, and it's going to be a very easy call. We're just going to come in for 3 seconds of fuel and get right back on the track here in Charlotte. It's a very easy pit call to make, honestly. There was just no other way to go about it, and a very well done pit stop from the field guy now as we come through back on the track. Sure enough, on lap 95 down into turn 3, the leaders were all starting to come into the pit lane, including my teammate of Denny Hamlin just behind myself as we came through out of turn 4. Kurt Busch stays on the track, and so does the 88 of Erik Jones, but they would all come in now, and we came through actually passing Chase Elliott and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who seemed to maybe have some problems on pit lane or maybe took more fuel. We passed Kyle Busch, we get to Matt DiBenedetto, and this is actually all of a sudden we're going to be the race for the race, or a victory now, as we're going to be side by side with DiBenedetto now as we go down toward turn 3. Side by side still through the center of the corner now, as he just has a better car than I do. We push up the track on the exit of turn 4. I don't quite have anything to fight for him with, so we come through now to just 3 laps to go, and we're all going to pass the 88 of Erik Jones, and now there you see DiBenedetto to first and myself to second. DiBenedetto looking for his very first career win in the Cup Series. We come to the 2 laps to go now. Kyle Busch is able to get up my inside down this back straightaway with a lap and a half to go. Just a few years ago, Austin Dillon got his first career Cup Series win at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Coca-Cola 600, and now DiBenedetto is trying to do the same thing with just over a lap to go. Kyle Busch gets back up my inside, is going to edge ahead of us as we come through to start the final lap in the Coca-Cola 600. Obviously, we don't have a car to win now, as Stenhouse is going to get to the back of us as well as we dive down into turn 1. Elliott had the dominant car of the night, and unfortunately, the last pit stop completely ruins his chances, as Kyle Busch, though, is right to the back of Matt DiBenedetto, looking to the inside, showing his nose, saying, hey, I'm here. And as we go into turn 3, DiBenedetto and Kyle go all the way to the top. I send it to the bottom, trying to make something happen, but it's not going to be enough. And Matt DiBenedetto out of turn 4 is going to come through to get his first Cup Series career win in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, DiBenedetto is officially a Cup Series winner here, as he will now be in the playoffs this season, unlike last season when he had a massive downfall in the last half of the regular season. So Matt DiBenedetto has officially won in the Cup Series. Very happy to see a driver like him to win. I know he's got so many fans in real life, and it's really cool to see DiBenedetto to at least get a win here in the video game version now, as there you see the rest of the finishing order. Unfortunately, William Byron did DNF, or no, he did not DNF. He was just one lap down. I don't know what happened to Byron, but there you saw 3 drivers, though, did DNF from this race. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you do know what to do. Now is we're going to check out the point standings in all 3 series before we end this episode. But I hope you guys are really happy with the McLaren news coming to the Cup Series in the career mode. I've been kind of sitting on that announcement for a little bit, waiting to kind of put it out, but I wanted to wait till this episode here, and then obviously we've got another one coming about our future relatively soon, but it's still going to be a little bit of a ways out there. As you see the Cup Series standings, we're going to one of my favorite mile and a halves in the next episode at Kansas Speedway, so I'm very excited for that one. As you see, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, all without wins right now, but well inside the playoffs. Custer currently the last car in, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you everybody for watching, and have yourselves a great day.